After 70, the things that hold you back aren't always easy to spot. They're not just material objects, but also old habits and outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. When you learn to let go, what you gain isn't loss, it's freedom. Let's explore this journey together on our channel. The guilt of saying no. As they grow older, many people still feel guilty when turning down an invitation or choosing to spend time on themselves instead of fulfilling others' expectations. This is a natural feeling, as for most of their lives, they've done everything for their families, their children, their work, and social obligations. After a lifetime of dedication to these responsibilities, it becomes difficult to put themselves first once they've passed the age of 70. However, precisely because they've spent their entire lives serving and pleasing others, it's time they reward themselves with personal space. Saying no isn't selfish. It's a way to preserve mental, physical, and emotional health, helping the elderly live more fully in their final years. At this stage, saying no is a form of self-protection. The guilt that comes with declining an invitation or request stems from years of trying to make everyone happy. But one cannot live for others forever, especially when health should now be the top priority. Many believe that in old age, the most important thing is finding peace of mind. And the way to achieve that is by learning to say no to unnecessary things, to anything that doesn't bring true happiness. Learning to say no is also learning to love and respect yourself. It isn't about hurting others, it's a reflection of self-worth and dignity. When you learn to say no, you're not only protecting yourself, but also teaching those around you to respect your boundaries. This is key to maintaining healthy relationships and avoiding unnecessary stress and conflict. Creating space for yourself. After a lifetime of service and care for family and community, entering old age means learning to live for yourself. A quiet afternoon in the park, a coffee date with old friends, or simply spending time reading or tending to personal hobbies. These are precious moments you deserve. They help reduce stress and contribute to inner peace. A shift in the perception of responsibility. Many seniors may feel they must continue being role models for the younger generation, continuing their duties even into retirement. However, this mindset can sometimes create pressure and rob them of freedom. Being a role model is important, but that doesn't mean living under others' expectations forever. Allow yourself to rest, relax, and nurture your own dreams. At this point in life, you're no longer doing these things out of duty, but because you deserve a life that is free, peaceful, and full of happiness. Expired medical supplies and prescriptions. Many elderly people still keep old medical items at home, such as expired pill bottles, inaccurate thermometers, or worn-out bandages. These may seem harmless, but in reality, they pose serious risks to health. In urgent moments, using an old pill or dressing a wound with low-quality materials can lead to severe consequences, from mild allergic reactions to worsened conditions due to delayed proper treatment. The medicine cabinet, a place of safety or hidden danger. Few realize that a cluttered medicine cabinet filled with prescriptions from years ago and unlabeled drugs is a trap hiding in plain sight at home. For younger people, the consequences may be manageable. But for seniors, whose bodies are weaker and recover more slowly, even a small mistake can lead to a big problem. Keeping old medicine, a matter of frugality or misplaced belief? Many people still keep old medicine just in case, or believe that slightly expired drugs are still usable. The truth is, after the recommended date, Ingredients in the medication can change, lose effectiveness, or become harmful. A headache pill from 5 years ago is no longer a midnight lifesaver. It could be the reason you end up in the hospital. Cleaning out your medicine cabinet. A small act, a big impact. Regularly checking, organizing, and discarding unusable medical supplies is a real sign of caring for your own health. Make your medicine cabinet a trusted space, stocked only with clearly labeled, in-date, and truly necessary items. This not only saves time during emergencies, but also brings peace of mind when you need it most. Reframing your relationship with health. In later life, health is no longer something you can put off. It's your most precious asset and should be your top priority. Taking care of your health isn't just about regular checkups or taking medicine on time. It's also about proactively creating a safe, simple, and efficient living environment where a clean and well-organized medicine cabinet plays a vital role. Final message. Don't think of cleaning your medicine cabinet as a chore, but as a small ritual to start living more consciously with your body. Every time you open that cabinet and know that everything is usable, clearly labeled, and effective, that's when you know you're truly living with intention and safety. Escaping the trap of negative self-talk. Too old to start over. I have nothing left to offer. I'm just a burden to my children. These thoughts, though fleeting, can be more destructive than we realize. They are like silent poison, dripping daily into the soul, wearing down the spirit without anyone noticing. Negative self-talk, the thief that drains life from within. In our youth, we're taught to overcome adversity, but as we age, many silently surrender to the whispers created by their own minds. It's not others who belittle you. It's you who repeat those defeating messages so often that you begin to believe they're true. That's how negative self-talk works. Repeated long enough, it becomes belief. And from belief, it becomes limitation. Why are older adults more prone to negative self-talk? After 70, as social roles shift, no longer working, no longer caring for young children, no longer the family provider, many feel less valuable. Sadly, modern society often reinforces this feeling, treating aging as the end of growth. The silence of the community, looks of pity, or even offhanded remarks from children and grandchildren all reflect a distorted mirror image of the self. But did you know? Those thoughts in your head are not truth. They are choices, and you can choose differently. 3.1. Too old to start over. I have nothing left to offer. I'm just a burden to my children. These thoughts, though fleeting, can be more destructive than we realize. They are like silent poison, dripping daily into the soul, wearing down the spirit without anyone noticing. Negative self-talk, the thief that drains life from within. In our youth, we're taught to overcome adversity. But as we age, many silently surrender to the whispers created by their own minds. It's not others who belittle you. It's you who repeat those defeating messages so often that you begin to believe they're true. That's how negative self-talk works. Repeated long enough, it becomes belief. And from belief, it becomes limitation. Why are older adults more prone to negative self-talk? After 70, as social roles shift, no longer working, no longer caring for young children, no longer the family provider, many feel less valuable. Sadly, modern society often reinforces this feeling, treating aging as the end of growth. The silence of the community, looks of pity, or even offhanded remarks from children and grandchildren all reflect a distorted mirror image of the self. But did you know? Those thoughts in your head are not truth. They are choices, and you can choose differently. Relearning how to talk to yourself. Start by listening. When a negative thought arises, don't push it away. Ask it, who taught me to think this way? Is this really true? If my best friend were this age, would I say these things to them? The answers may surprise you. Next, replace each phrase one by one. Instead of, I'm too old to begin, try, I've lived long enough to know what I want. Instead of, I'm worthless, try, I'm a treasure trove of experience, and others can learn from me. Loving yourself isn't a luxury, it's essential. When you begin speaking to yourself with kindness, the world starts to respond with respect. A person who knows how to lift themselves from within won't wait for someone else to save them. That kind of strength is beautiful at any age. But after 70, it shines even brighter as it reflects maturity, understanding, letting go, and awakening. Final message. Remember, the voice in your head can be your dearest friend or your quietest enemy. It's time to choose again. Speak to yourself as if you were speaking to someone you dearly love, because you deserve to be treated with all the gentleness and honor in the world. When memories become a burden. We all have items we can't bear to throw away. An old shirt that no longer fits, but reminds us of our youth. A handwritten letter from someone who's passed, or even broken objects filled with memories. But when all these things begin to pile up, the house is no longer a place to breathe. It becomes a museum of a life already lived, and worse, an invisible emotional weight pressing down on the present. Keeping old items. Does it really mean honoring the past? Holding on to something because it reminds you of someone or a special moment isn't wrong. But when you keep too much, from chipped teacups, faded paintings, to items untouched for decades, you're unintentionally filling your living space with the past. And the danger is that past no longer lifts you up. It holds you back. Your living space reflects your inner state. A home overflowing with old things often comes with a sense of suffocation, restlessness, and sometimes unexplained fatigue. It's not just physical clutter. It's the weight of things you haven't dared to let go of, old roles, unfinished dreams, past relationships. And the older we get, the easier it is to fall into the trap of fearing loss, holding on to everything as a way to resist the passage of time. Learn to choose and let the past rest in peace. Instead of keeping everything, choose only items that truly hold meaning, the ones that make you smile when you see them, not sigh. Every item you keep should tell a memorable story, and every item you release should carry a word of thanks. Ask yourself, does this still serve me? Does it reflect who I am today, or just a version of me that no longer fits? Letting go isn't forgetting. It's making room for the present. Letting go of old belongings doesn't mean rejecting your past experiences. On the contrary, it means you're brave enough to step out of memory and into the present with awareness. Your home, big or small, deserves to be a place of peace, not a storage room for what no longer holds value for you today. Final message. The later years of life aren't meant to be spent hiding in outdated memories. but to reclaim the right to choose everything around you, both physically and emotionally. Because true freedom sometimes comes from an empty drawer, a tidy room, or simply stepping into your home and not feeling like you're living in the past. Breaking the false belief, I'm too old to make new friends. There's a quiet yet common belief among older adults that making friends is for the young, and once you've retired or turned 70, your social circle can only shrink, not grow. Who even cares anymore? They all have families now. I feel out of place among the younger crowd. These self-talks may sound reasonable, but they are the very walls keeping you from discovering new and joyful connections. Friendship has no expiration date, only doors that were closed too early. No one is ever too old to be heard, to be accompanied, or simply to laugh freely with someone else. Humans, regardless of age, crave connection. And if your heart still lights up when you meet someone kind, if you still want to share your story with someone who truly listens, then you're still the perfect age to make new friends. Why do older adults often believe friendship is in the past? Many have been hurt before, losing old friends, experiencing betrayal, or simply drifting apart due to time and life circumstances. After going through this enough times, they start to guard themselves. It's fine, I don't need it anymore. But that very mindset leads to loneliness, the quiet kind, not shown through tears, but through long silences on empty afternoons. The truth is, new connections don't have to start with something big. It could be a friendly hello to a neighbor while watering plants, an art class at a community center, a story sparked over a chessboard in the park, or a spontaneous afternoon tea with someone at the senior center. Friendship doesn't require deep harmony from the start, only honest presence. Every new friend is a door to another world. They bring stories, perspectives, energy, and sometimes healing. They might make you smile more, move more, go out more, or simply feel less alone. These little things are never little at age 70 because they are signs that you're still living, not just existing. Final message: believe that no matter your age, there are still people you haven't met, friendships waiting to bloom, and joys you haven't yet experienced. Each time you open your heart, you're not just opening a relationship, you're expanding your world. And who knows? That new friend you're about to meet might just be waiting for someone like you to reconnect with life. Letting go of outdated goals. There were goals that once made you wake up each morning with a heart full of fire, opening a small shop, writing a book, or traveling the world with someone special. Those dreams may have once been your life source, fueling your determination and giving you the feeling of moving forward. But time passes, circumstances change, and you have changed too. What was once right for you may no longer align with who you are today. Not every dream is meant to last forever. Some dreams exist to fuel a phase of life, not to be your final destination. When you've walked through the long roads of life, what you need may no longer be to conquer or achieve, but to be present and understand. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means knowing when to stop so you're not dragging along a journey that no longer brings you joy. Why is it hard to let go of old goals? Because they're tied to part of your identity. I'm the one who will open a restaurant. I'm the one who always has big plans. These self-definitions shaped your sense of self for years. To admit that they no longer fit may feel disorienting, disappointing, even like failure. But remember, you are not your former goals. You are the person who has grown through the journey of pursuing them. Wisdom in later life is not about clinging to everything, but about choosing wisely. Ask yourself, does this dream still serve the person I am today? Am I chasing it because I truly want it or because I once thought I should want it? Do I need a new adventure now or just peace? These questions may mark the beginning of redefining your life's meaning, a journey that better matches your current strength, values, and natural limitations. Living in the present is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Maybe instead of opening a restaurant, you find joy in teaching children how to cook in your neighborhood. Maybe instead of writing a book, you tell your life story through warm, heartfelt conversations. What truly matters isn't which goals you've achieved, but whether you feel your life still has meaning every single day. Final message. Letting go of a goal that no longer fits doesn't make you weak. It makes you deeper. Because only those who dare to face themselves have the courage to choose again. And the miracle is, when you release the old, you create space for something new, something that may be more beautiful, lighter, and far more aligned with who you are today. The fear of death and the art of fully living each day. Death is the only certainty in life, yet it is also what confuses us the most. It comes without warning, without permission, and no one can bargain with it. Many people fear death not because of physical pain, but because they feel unprepared. They haven't said what they needed to say, haven't fully lived as themselves. But the saddest thing is, when we fear death too much, we forget how to live. Death isn't as frightening as the silence surrounding it. In many cultures, death is still considered taboo, something not to be mentioned. This causes many older adults to silently carry their fears, worrying about their children, their will, their funeral, yet not daring to speak of it. That silence is sometimes more painful than death itself, because it isolates you from loved ones, making you feel alone even before you've gone. Choosing to face it is both courageous and liberating. When you dare to sit down and share your end-of-life wishes with your family, how you want to pass, how you want to be cared for, and what you hope your children will carry on, you're taking back control. You transform death from something terrifying into a natural part of your life's journey. And that brings a strange and soothing sense of relief. The beautiful paradox of acceptance. Only when you accept that you won't live forever can you truly cherish every remaining moment. A simple meal becomes warmer, a hug becomes deeper, and a sunset becomes a memory worth holding, not just something to pass by unnoticed. Death doesn't steal life. It's unconsciousness that makes life slip away meaninglessly. The journey of preparing for death is also a journey of reconnecting with life. You might write your best memories into a journal for your grandchildren. You might want to apologize to someone you haven't seen in years, or maybe you simply want to choose the song played at your farewell. These small actions help you close your life's chapter with intention, peace, and the knowledge that you truly lived, not merely existed. Final message. You can't control death, but you can absolutely choose how to face it. And strangely enough, when you make peace with death, you also begin to make peace with yourself, with life, and with those who love you. From then on, each remaining day is no longer a countdown, but a gift worth living to the fullest. Take a moment to reflect. What are you still carrying that weighs you down? It's time to let it go. Every burden you release creates space for joy. peace, and true freedom. You've lived long enough to truly deserve that. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button to support the channel. Thank you, and see you in the next video.